Folks, and good afternoon. Chris here, aka Kermie, and I'm back for a second video of the day, and this is Reading with Kermie. Of course, my first video was Kermie karaoke, and I always have a blast with that, and also coming here with you guys and sharing Reading with Kermie is also awesome. Two, it's my little break of the day. You know, everybody needs that mental health break, especially these days, and I just really posted a bunch of TED Talks I just found recently I was listening to, which pretty awesome and informative about childhood trauma. And before I get started doing Kermie, I just want to say mental health is important to take care of, just like any type of health in our lives. A lot of times we forget about our mental health, and there's times in the past that I have and seen the outcome of not being aware and cautious of what my mental health is doing. Like, for example, real quick, last year I was going through a big breakup, and I went through a stage for weeks of psychosis, and I was clean, but my mind was just so full and crazy, and that taught me and showed me that mental health is just as important as anything else today. So on that note, it was just a thought because I was doing my TED Talks, and got pretty informed. And I suggest if you guys aren't doing anything much today and have some time, go on my timeline, Kermie Dunlap, and check this out. Take a listen. You know, they're short ones. Some are 12, 15, 20 minutes. There's a few of them that are very cool. But now, excuse me, we're on Don't Stress the Small Stuff with the family, and this is book 2. And I think we got halfway through. Today is halfway through the book, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 50. And I think like the last book, there's 100 chapters. Yep. So, we're gonna get going on the halfway point today, and the title the chapter is called Don't Go to Bed Mad. Something that was always suggested to me but doesn't work every day. See what this has to say about that, shall we? Okay. Take a drink of water. Clear my throat. I've been transitioning the last few months from to this water, which is great ice cold, than from drinking a lot of pop like I usually do. I'm a big cherry Pepsi fan, and water's a good replacement. But anyway, back to Reading with Kermie. Don't go to bed mad. I learned this bit of wisdom from my parents, and I've appreciated it my entire life. While I was growing up, this family philosophy can cut short or nipped in the bud many arguments, angry evenings, and negative feelings that would have undoubtedly carried forward to the next day, or perhaps even longer, which has happened to a bunch of us, I'm sure. The idea isn't that, despite the fact that all families have their share of problems and issues to concern with, nothing is so bad that it's worth going to bed mad over. What the strategy ensures is that, regardless of what's happening, who's to blame, or how mad you or someone else in your family happens to be, there is a set cap or limit to your anger, at which time everyone in the family agrees it's time to let go, forgive, apologize, and start over. No exceptions. This limit is bedtime. I like it. Carrying on. When you have an absolute policy that no one goes to bed mad, it helps you remember that love and forgiveness are never far away. It encourages you to bend a little. To be the first to reach out and open this dialogue. Offer a genuine hug and keep your heart open. Wide open! Your heart wide... Oh, sorry. When you make the decision to never go to bed mad, it helps you see the innocence in your own behavior and then that of your family members. It keeps the channels of communication open. It reminds you that you are a family and that despite your problems and disagreements, you love, need, and treasure each other. The decision that it's never a good idea to go to bed mad, a built-in reset button that protects your family from stress, hostility, and resentment. Perhaps it's easier to see the importance of such a policy in its absence. Without a family policy such as this, arguments and anger are open-ended. Oh yes, we've all experienced those open-ended arguments. Relationship and family. Carrying on. No one will have created a boundary, a set of rules that protect your family from extended and unnecessary anger. Without a rule to suggest otherwise, family members can hold onto their anger and justify doing so. Yes, yes, yes. Chris and I have tried very hard to implement the strategy in our family. While it's not perfect, and while occasionally one or more of us seem a little frustrated at bedtime, on balance it's been enormously helpful. It ensures the 99 times out of 100 will wake up the next morning with love in our hearts and with an attitude of this is a new day. I hope that you'll give this strategy a fair try. It's certainly not always easy and you probably won't be 100%, but it's well worth the effort. Remember, life is short. Nothing is so important that it's worth ruining your day, nor is anything so significant that it's worth going to bed mad. Have a nice sleep. That's a cool reading. I like that. Never go to bed angry. And like the beginning of that chapter shared, that is something, of course, my mom had taught me growing up and always kept in mind. Not always worked, of course. There has been moments in life, of course, childhood and adulthood, where I do go to bed mad or angry at someone or something. Whatever, we've all gone through it, but that's a great philosophy to never go to bed angry, because during our sleep we do get that reset, believe it or not, you know. Yeah, if we stir at night with those angry emotions, we are more likely to wake up angry and frustrated and still with those same emotions. But if we go to bed with that forgiving heart, like the chapter suggests, and understanding, we'll wake up refreshed and ready for a new start, what that book says. We can deal with the problems at hand and find those solutions, and that's what I like to do today. I like to be solution-based. I don't know about you, but I do. And I know a lot of you do too. That was kind of a flow joke. But anyway, that's a good chapter. I hope you guys are listening and heard that awesomeness and actually taking a break in a moment for your mental health to listen to this video or whatever you do for mental health breaks and self-care. I suggest that because if we're not careful, especially through now in these times, that mental health can get any one of us. Do you see what's going on in the world today? And like all of you do by now, every time you turn on the news, especially just this weekend, protest starts, rioters, the protesting turn to looting and blah blah blah. But to stay connected to your family, your loved ones, yourself. Yeah, there's a lot of craziness going on, but we are going through a lot of planetary changes, as we can plainly see by now, that we just got to pretty much hold on to our seatbelts and ride the wave of life. This has happened before. The 90s, Rodney King, exact same freaking thing. Right afterwards, riots, looting. Martin Luther King, exact same thing. I myself, I've only been on this planet for 42 years, but I'm tired of repeating history already. I want to live a free life and thrive for once. You know what I mean, guys? I know you can relate. So please be watching and hearing this, because I'm pretty passionate about that, and like I said, a lot of distraction should be taking place, but don't feed into fear. Do not feed into fear. It's challenging to do, And yes, we all have anxiety and get scared from time to time. But we're going to make it through this. I swear to everyone we are. I'm sorry I'm tearing up, but it's... Give me a moment. It's been a very emotional, long weekend with not only all this stuff going on in the world, but finally went to my family's house, got a chance to visit, and it's been since like Christmas time since I spent any time with them. And before I left Sultan, I stopped by my dad's house to have a visit, and had a great conversation with my little sister. And it's been a long time since we actually sat and communicated. So I'm looking at the growth and expansion and love through all this, and we don't know what's going to happen exactly, of course. We can, not, a lot of us maybe predict the future, but I can't. But we don't know what's going on and how this is going to end, what the actual agenda is of the politics, the government, blah, blah, blah. My mind can race and race and race about that. But lately, for the last several months, before even COVID started, I've been taking that time for some self-care, that self-healing, that looking at myself and see where I want to go. I can have all these distractions. I went through a serious psychosis last year for several weeks straight. I'm not going to ever do that again. It was a scary place. And that's what I can see what could happen with a lot of people in here. That's why I shared those videos about mental health, because that is so important, guys. Come on. Whew. That was the first time since I started making videos that I teared up in front of you guys. So, this is some pretty serious stuff that's going on in this world, but we just stay grounded and stay connected to ourselves and to our planet, knowing, having that vision that it could get better for us. It will get better for us. I know it. Even though we don't have an idea what that could look like, but what do you want to look like? What is your insides telling you to do? Just take that moment. Actually, put your hands on your heart right now. Feel that. You feel that heart beating. We're alive, and we still have purpose. We still have life to live. Alright? I mean that, and I love you guys, and I wouldn't share this message and talk to you guys if I didn't have love in my heart for all you guys. People I don't even know. That's why I make these videos, to give ourselves that break, to have some entertainment in our lives, and know that there's good out there in the world still. And there will be more and more of that. We just got to learn how to refocus ourselves and actually get what we want to, actually go forward instead of going backwards. Because like I said a few minutes ago, I'm tired of repeating history. So on that note, messages are coming in, and I got to respond to a few people that are trying to get a hold of me. So on that note, please be safe out there. I love you guys. Stay grounded, and give yourself a pat on the back to keep going. I love you guys. Peace.